Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome back. We're jumping into an Ixalan draft here. This is our first pack. Let's see here, what do we have? Well, not a super strong pack. Our rare, the Honor Guard, doesn't really do too much in draft. I do like the Adonto Vanguard. This is actually a fairly strong card. We also have not a lot else. Really just the Vanguard, the Sleek Schooner, or the Water Trap Weaver are the cards that I'm interested in. Water Trap Weaver is great in Merfolk. It's a good ability even if you're not necessarily in Merfolk. Schooner's decent as well, just because it does allow you to get through some higher toughness. But for me, the Vanguard, I like this card. It's aggressive, it allows you to get through a lot of damage. So that'll be our pick. Okay, now here we got Chupacabra, Marauding Looter, which I do like a lot. Snapping Sailback, I like this card as well. Deeproot Warrior is very strong. We do have Riverhail's Boon. No white cards for us really to go with our first pick. So I think here it's probably between... I do like the Sailback, but I think I might like the Deeproot Warrior a little bit better. Yeah, I think here we'll go ahead and take the Deeproot Warrior. I like this. 2-drops are really, really strong in this format, so we'll go ahead and grab him here. Okay, now this pack's a little bit better. We have an Imperial Aerosaur, which I really, really like. This card is very strong. Seeker Squire, which is excellent as well. A 1/2 for 2 that explores is strong. Fathomfleet Firebrand, one of my favorite 2-drops. Pterodon Knight's decent. Wayfinder is good for Merfolk. Vanquish the Weak is a good removal spell. Here I kind of like just taking the Aerosaur. I really like the Aerosaur. I think this card is very, very strong. Yeah, I think that's going to be the pick. Plus, I like our first pick as well, and this goes with that. Okay, so here we have Tempest Caller, which is good. Ability to kind of tap your opponent's creatures down and get in that big attack is very strong. Outside of that, really nothing in green to go with our Deeproot Warrior. Paladin of the Bloodstain is a decent card if you're in white-black vampires, and it's okay even if you're not. So it's either that or maybe the Shining Aerosaur. I'm not a huge fan of the Shining Aerosaur. We also could take Queenblaze Soldier and maybe try to do some white-black vampires. But if that's the case, I'd rather just take the Paladin to just go with our first 2 white picks here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that card. Okay. So here we have Bright Reprisal, which is okay removal, not my favorite, just because it's only an attacking creature. It does replace itself, however, so that is worth consideration, but it's a 5 cost, which again isn't the end of the world. Contract Killing is a 5 cost sorcery speed, but it does hit any creature. There's also Vampire Zeal. We only have 1 vampire right now, so that doesn't really do too much for us. Starfleet Interloper is okay, but we really don't know if we're going to be black, so I think I don't love it, but I think I'm going to take the Bright Reprisal here and just try to stick with at least our white cards. We know we're going to be white, or at least a very good chance we're definitely going to be white here. Okay, here we have the Speaker, which is less good when you're not playing blue. The Ixalan's Diviner, which is actually a good 2-drop. I do like that. Or there's a Run Aground. Or Sailor Amines. Here I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Diviner. We do have an okay 2-drop here. It's probably just a bear, but we'll go ahead and take the Diviner. Okay. Now here we have the Pterodon Knight, which I do like. I believe this guy is a vampire, though. We could take Vampire Zeal. We do have 2 white vampires. The fire cannon isn't as bad as you think. I actually kind of like that card. I played against it in our last draft, and it was pretty decent. So it could be the Vampire Zeal to go with our white cards, or the fire cannon. I kind of want to try the fire cannon out, honestly, just see how it does. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. We don't give up too much. Okay, here, really not a ton here. We could take the Spiketail Ceratops if we want to go with our green cards. Really no reason to take Castaways or Blightkeeper. Commune with Dinosaur. So far, we just have the one Dino in our deck, so I guess we could just take the Spiketail. Okay, here's our first pack again. Again, I don't like this rare. It just doesn't do very much in this format. It kind of usually ends up hurting you. So we could just take Legion's Conquistador in case we do end up white-black vampires, or just have a good enough amount of vampires in the deck. We can start picking up a few other vampire tricks. So we'll just take that here. And yeah, we'll just take another Conquistador. We can take a Legion's Judgment for the sideboard. Not too much here. I'll take a Buccaneers. Well, yeah, it's fine. So another strong start. I do like most of our white cards. We'll see if we open anything good here. Maybe we can try to move into white-black. White-green isn't great if you're not playing dinos, and we only have one dino. Okay, so here we've got Deeproot Champion, which really doesn't do very much in our deck. We're not playing a lot of non-creature spells. There's Skyblade of the Legion, which is a vampire, and a decent 2-drop, but really loses some of its value if you're not in black. We could just take Vanquish the Weak. Let's see if we can try to move into black-white vampires. Although we didn't really see a lot of black in the first pack. But I really don't see much of anything else here. And our green is not very strong at all. The green we can just completely abandon the green. So we'll just take the Vanquish the Weak and see if we can pick up any decent vampires here. Okay, so here we've got, well, a couple good red cards. So Stormfleet Arsonist, Fire Cannon Blast is good. One with the Wind I like a lot. Raider's Wake, not anything we're really looking at doing right now. So here we could take, wow, oh goodness. These red cards. So here for our deck, we could go ahead and take we could take the Fathom Fleet. I'm not going to take Blossom Dryad. This card's medium. There's really nothing we're trying to ramp towards, so it's really just a 2/2 for 3. So we could just take Fathom Fleet and see if we can stay on the path of trying to get some black cards, but I don't think we're really going to try to move into red at this point. So we'll just take that for now. Well, there's Dark Nourishment and Contract Killing. Okay. So maybe black will be a little more open this pack. So I guess the question is, what's better? Do we want to do Dark Nourishment, or do we want to do Contract Killing? That's a tough one. Contract Killing is an instant speed. It just gets you a little bit of life. Contract Killing definitely takes out some of the bigger guys. I think I might take Contract Killing. It's just a good piece of hard removal. I do like Dark Nourishment, but I like being able to take care of bigger creatures, and Dark Nourishment doesn't do so well with that, especially since there's so many Explore creatures which end up with higher toughness. So we'll go ahead and take the Contract Killing here. Legion's Landing. I do like Legion's Landing. Other cards with consideration of the pack, really not too much for us. Maybe the Schooner. Schooner's a decent card, but it's really just between those two, and if that's the case, we're going to take the Legion's Landing. Okay, here we've got a Bishop Soldier. Okay, that's a great pickup. I do like this card. Strong 2-drop. Haven't really played with or against this guy. I think he's a little bit too slow, to be honest. So we'll go ahead and take the Bishop Soldier. Okay, here we have a Bloodcrazed Paladin, Raptor Companion, Skybladed Allegiance. Couple good picks for us here. Bloodcrazed Paladin, I'm not in love with. If you have a ton of token creating creatures, or if you have a lot of tokens, that probably a little stronger. We just have Legion's Landing for right now, so I might just go ahead and take probably a 2-drop, probably between the Raptor Companion and the Skybladed Legion. If we're trying to stick on the vampires, the Skyblade is good, but we haven't picked up really any pump spells or anything to interact with it, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and take the Raptor Companion here. Okay, and here, really not much of anything for us. Man, not much of anything here. Well, I guess we could just take the Altasaur here. Queen's Commission. Good. We'll take that. I do like Queen's Commission. Okay, there's our Skyblade. So I think we can go ahead and take these green cards out. So we definitely need some top end stuff here. I would prefer not to be playing these Conquistadors. Now we can take a Queen's Agent. It's not a bad one of. So it's, I guess Cobble Wings or Duress. Probably more likely to play a Duress. Don't want really any of these cards. Okay. Yeah, nothing really. Grim Captain's Call. Now this is Pirate, Vampire, Dinosaur, and Merfolk. So we do have Dinosaur, Pirate, Vampire, no Merfolk. So that might be worth consideration. Okay, well, this pack has several cards for us. Well, we can take a Glorifier. I do like Glorifier. This is definitely one of the cards that's, you know, better at top end. It's a vampire. It's a 4/4. It can fly. I do like Seeker Squire a lot as well here, but we've got a few 2-drops. So I think it's going to be probably the Glorifier here. Wouldn't mind wheeling the Vampire Zeal, the Seeker Squire, which I really doubt we will wheel. Armasaur is okay as well, but we'll take the Glorifier. I like this card a lot. 4/4 flying, so you really can't complain too much about it. Okay, now here we have another Paladin, which I like, or a Vampire Zeal. What do we have for interaction? We have a couple 5-cost removal spells here. We also can consider the Dusk Legion Dreadnought. This does give your smaller guy something to do later game, but I think I would probably rather have either another Paladin or a Vampire Zeal. For vampires, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With that in consideration, I think I would rather have the Vampire Zeal here. This is going to be a little more valuable, I think, in our deck. Plus, we've got a few 4-drops as it is. Sunwing. I do like Sunwing a lot. This is a 3 for 2/3 flyer, is decent enough on its own, but the fact that it taps on your opponent's creatures, I do like that. Doesn't really fit with the vampire theme we're going here, but we haven't really exactly picked up a lot of vampire payoff cards either, so we'll definitely take the Sunwing. Okay, here we have another Vanquish the Weak, or Queen's Commission. I'm going to go ahead and take Vanquish the Weak here. So now I think we're pretty good for removal. Maybe we'll wield the Queen's Commission. We could even consider playing something like the Deadeye Tormentor or another Dust Legion, but we'll take the Vanquish. That's a good pickup here. We got Bloodfast, Pious Interdiction, Skullduggery, and Vampire Seal. This is a very good pack for us. This card I don't like as much. I've played with this one, and I didn't. It seemed good, but it didn't do as much. Which is interesting because in Vampires you are kind of gaining some life. You'd think you'd be able to activate this more, but I wasn't able to do very much with it in the Vampire deck. So I think it's either Vampire Zeal, Pious Interdiction, or Skullduggery. I kind of like taking Pious Interdiction here and maybe cutting the Bright Reprisal. Yeah, I like the Interdiction here. Okay, so we've got Armasaur, Queen's Commission. We've got a lot of 4-drops already. I think we'll go ahead and take... we do have one Queen's Commission, and we don't have any payoff cards. There's nothing to really pump this with. So... But maybe we do like the Queen's Commission a little bit more. Is there anything we can kind of do with this? I mean, we have Costly Plunder. Maybe we could add that to our deck. I think we'll just take the Commission. Really nothing here for us. For Pirates, we really don't have enough Pirates for the March to be of any value. We'll take a Firebrand. Okay, so here's our first pack again. We could take another Conquistador, but again, we haven't picked any of the payoff cards for this. So I'm not really too interested in taking that. I'm probably going to try to cut the ones we have, if I can. Well, we may keep them in. I guess considering that, we could... Yeah, maybe we could go ahead and take that. That's... We're not really giving anything up. Oh, wow. The Glorifier's still on the pack. Yeah, we're going to take the Glorifier here. I think I'd rather have Glorifier and probably cut the Queen's Agent. Paladin came back. Okay. So it looks like it was right of us to try to stick with the white. We didn't pick up a ton of black cards, but that's okay. I feel pretty good about our deck. We have a decent amount of removal. We don't have the craziest creatures. You know, we have some decent creatures, nothing out of this world, but with 2 Glorifiers and a lot of token making, you know, some quality creatures like the Sunwing, the Aerosaur, the Vanguard is decent here. Yeah, I like our deck. So I think I'll probably cut the Queen's Agent. Another Queen's Commission. Okay, don't think we'll play 3 of those. Probably could take out the Bright Reprisal because we do have Contract Killing, Interdiction, Vanquish, and then a Vampire Zeal. I think we could cut that. Take a Demystify. And probably one more cut. Do we want Duress? Do we want that in the deck? Maybe we should just cut the Fire Cannon. Although I do kind of want to play with this and just see how it plays out with this deck. Okay. Alright, come on. Alright, so let's see here. So let's take a look at our removal again. We do have 2 Vanquish, Interdiction, Contract Killing, and then we have 1 Vampire Zeal. Kind of hoping one more would wheel, but that's okay. So we have 4 2-drops. Skyblade is not as strong as we would like it to be, since we really didn't end up with anything that interacts with it as much. 3 Legion Conquistadors, probably would consider cutting one of these. Or maybe we keep it in and cut the Duress. Let's see here. Yeah, because I like the Paladins, I like the Interdiction. Maybe we could cut the Fathom Fleet. Although I feel like he's a little bit stronger since we do have Queen's Commission and Legion's Landing. It does, and the 2 Paladins, it does allow you to sort of attack with all, and your opponent isn't necessarily going to be expecting the Fathom Fleet, so it's a little bit more surprise. I do sort of want to keep the Duress in. Well, that seems to be the card that I'm kind of questioning here, so we'll go ahead and take out the Duress. Okay, so not a lot of black in the deck, so let's go ahead and add some lands here. That doesn't seem right. So we have really no action. Well, maybe we do cut the Fathom Fleet. We almost could go mono white here, but I don't want to give up the 2 Vanquish the Weeks. Do we want to consider playing Costly Plunder instead of the Fathom Fleet? Contract Killing's kind of throwing our mana base off. Let's take a look here. No, I want to keep the Vanquish the Weeks. So maybe we'll just do 7-10. We'll keep the Contract Killing. The Fathom Fleet, I think I will cut for... Do we want another piece of removal? Another Queen's Commission? I'm not in love with another Queen's Commission. Maybe Costly Plunder is okay for this deck just because we have so many token making cards. So maybe we run Costly Plunder. It's not the worst. We also could have the Fire Cannon if that starts to not be able to be activated. We could always use that. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. Okay, so we'll do 7, 10. That's our deck. Okay, so kind of an interesting deck. Anyway, we will see you in game number 1. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are in round 1 here, and looks like we won the die roll, so we will be on the play. And let's see here. No 2-drops, not a crazy hand, but we do have a 3-drop into a 4-drop, and actually they're both flyer, so I think this is pretty good. We'll go ahead and keep this hand, and we do have a combat trick. Okay. Alright, looks like our opponent's a Dino deck. Alright. So here we're going to go ahead and get the Sungwing in play. And get to see how good this card actually is. Let's see what our opponent's ramping into. Nothing yet. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our damage in here. Alright, so I like playing the Paladin this turn, just so that next turn we actually could jump the Paladin with the Aerosaur. And if we draw a land, we'll also have mana up for Vampire Zeal. Just try to get in as much damage as possible, especially with these Dino decks. Although our opponent hasn't really ramped in anything just yet. Although they do, I guess, effectively have access to 5 mana this turn. Okay, playing a Pterodon Knight. And they don't have a Dino just yet, so... Well, plus it comes into play tap, so I guess we'll still be able to get our damage in this turn. So here, yeah, I do like just going to play the Aerosaur. Go ahead and jump the Paladin just so we can get in as much damage as possible this turn. and now we got Vanquish the Weak up with Vampire Zeal on this turn coming up. Or if we draw another mana, we do have Contract Killing just for a hard kill spell if they draw anything to interact with our flyers. We're in a pretty good position right now. Let's see what our opponent has. Of course, they could always just play Carnage Tyrant, and then we'll have a bit of trouble. But I think we're still in pretty good shape with the Sunwing. I'm gonna fight the Sunwing. Okay, well, nothing we can do about that. Okay, my opponent still hasn't hit a Dino card just yet, which is good for us. All right, so I like just attacking with all. We have Vampire Zeal. See how our opponent decides to block. Okay, so we're definitely just going to go ahead and Zeal the Vampire. Get a little bit of life. Get that guy out of the way so we can still have Vanquish the Weak. Here I'm just going to go ahead and play the Conquistador. Perfect. I guess one thing I didn't consider is the fact we have the Fire Cannon. So I guess in a way the Conquistador is not a terrible pull with that card in our deck. You could potentially load your hand up and... Okay, yeah, we just got too far ahead for our opponent. But you could potentially load your hand up with Conquistadors and then just use them to use the Fire Cannon to throw them at your opponent. Yeah, I like that you don't have to pay... You discard the card. I like you don't have to pay any mana. A 4 is a bit much, but I think it might be relevant. It'll help. I think the big thing that it'll do for this deck is we have smaller creatures, tokens and whatnot, but this will make some of the blocks our opponent could make unfavorable. We didn't see any large dinos, but I kind of want to put in Legion's Judgment. If you're playing green dinos, but we really didn't see too much from our opponent that game. Is there anything we would take out for it? Maybe the Queen's Commission's not going to be as good here. So maybe we could take out a Queen's Commission since they are playing bigger creatures and throw in the Legion's Judgment and just kind of assume they've got some larger dinos. I kind of like that. And because I think the Queen's Commission is just going to lose a bit of value here against our opponent. And we probably just need as much removal as we can if they really go off with the dinos. So, alright, we'll send this one in. And kind of a similar hand here. We have 3 drops. I have 2 pieces of removal. We have our mana. I think this is a keep. Wouldn't mind seeing some of the 2 drops in the deck. Okay. Again, we could still draw a 2-drop next turn. What's our opponent have? They have any ramp cards? No? The Flood is real. Well, we have options though. We've got a few options here for our turn 3. Okay. So, looks like our opponent missed a land drop. I don't exactly want to fill our hand with the Conquistador. We'll go ahead and make a few tokens this turn. Well, I don't know if I agree with that, but there you go. I guess our opponent was just bricking and didn't want to play the match. Anyway, there you go. There's the round. We will see everyone back in our second round. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are in round 2. Looks like we've won the die roll again, so we'll definitely be on the play. This is a great hand. We've got a 2-drop into a solid 2-drop into a solid 3-drop. Piece of removal. Got some lands here. This is a keep. Oh, our opponent had to mulligan. Okay, so they're going to keep 6. Hopefully we get to play a little bit more of a game with our deck this round. Our opponent in the first round really didn't. Looks like they just kind of bricked a lot, so. And just conceded there. Maybe a little prematurely, but I understand, you know, if your hand's all lands, or your hand's no lands, often it's going to be easier just to jump out of that game, avoid the frustration. Okay, so here we'll just go ahead and send the Vanguard. If our opponent wants to go ahead and trade, we'll pay the life. Our deck just has so many ways to gain life. I really have no problem with paying a few points for this. We do have the Sunwing. You can draw a Paladin or an Aerosaur or something this turn. We'll be able to get pretty aggressive. Okay, nothing yet from our opponent. That's okay. We'll go ahead and send everything in again. So our opponent going to go ahead and offer a block this turn. Nothing yet. Okay. This guy can block, right? Well, perhaps they're saving that for something. What if we got this turn? Pirate's Prize, draw some cards. Okay, so they're turning on their guy. If they want to attack, I'm completely fine with that. Yeah, we're absolutely fine with taking that damage. We're going to be able to play the Glorifier this turn and have a very solid flyer. 2 Vanquish the Weaks. I feel very good about our hand now. Of course, there's plenty of cards our opponent could have. I believe the Rebuke really kind of a punishing card. Could very well be what they're holding out for. We'll see this turn. Which would explain the not blocking. Prosperous Pirates. Okay, our opponent's ramping to something. Well, I think that if our opponent can't stop this Vanquish the Weak, that they are effectively dead on board. So let's just go ahead and do this. See if we can go ahead and get in and get our opponent this turn. They have a counterspell. Okay. All right. Nope. We will not be paying for that. As that's the case, we'll go ahead and play Legion's Landing here. We'll be able to activate that this turn as well. Okay, yeah. Which incidentally will survive a Rebuke. So our opponent's playing Black-Blue Pirates. And they do have a counterspell, so definitely worth remembering. Is there anything we want? Maybe Duress is good against our opponent here. Deal with any shenanigans. What do we not like? Kind of like taking out a Queen's Commission here as well. They have there's a lot of the pirates kind of dirtily, 2 3s, 1 4s, 3 4s, and this card just isn't as strong in our deck without you know, any sort of pump spells or anything. So I think we'll just swap that. I think that's fine. We'll have Duress. I like that against our opponent playing blue, and we'll just go ahead and send this one back. Not a super strong hand, but we do have a 2-drop. We have a piece of removal. Have the Fire Cannon, can test that out, and we're on the draw. I believe our opponent, yes. We'll go ahead and keep this. Okay. It'd be great to draw a 3-drop here on the next turn. Heartstopper, okay. Okay, Conquistador, that's fine. Raptor Companion is considerably worse now. But honestly, either one of their creatures are pretty decent. I probably would trade. This guy right here is kind of a pain, since we have decent removal. Now, does he just counter spells? No, counters the ability too, so even the fire cannon. So our opponent gonna, oh, looks like our opponent missed a drop there. So do we want to trade Raptor Companion for the Heartstopper? Well, we could hold back, play the Conquistador, and try to get in with it next turn, but we always just play the cannon. No, the cannon really doesn't do too much with this guy on board. I guess we just need to go ahead and trade with this Heartstopper. Our opponent missed a land drop. We can just try to get aggressive here, though. I'm assuming they're going to go ahead and trade. Yeah. Oh. See if we can stake this Conquistador. Okay. Yes, please. And that also thins our deck out so we can get to some of our other spells a little faster. And okay. Is our opponent missing a land drop again? Wow, that's unfortunate. Well, we'll go ahead and try to get in for our 2 here. I don't think there's much they have. Maybe they might be able to return it, but it doesn't seem like a play that I would necessarily make. See if they have their counterspell. Okay, well, this is looking good for us now. It's a shame our opponent isn't in their land. They're gonna hold back this turn? No? Okay. Yeah, I guess it's really no sense in trading this guy for the vampire. He's probably more value. If anything, to block the paladin. Okay, no, they did hit their land drop. Okay. And they're gonna get the draw. Okay, let's see. They just wanted to go ahead and get their raid. Makes sense. Alright. So this is the turn. We could do the Pious Interdiction. I don't really think it's necessary to do that. I'm not in love with trading the Paladin for the Stormfleet. So I guess we could just send the Conquistador. Yeah, I really don't want to trade the Paladin for the Stormfleet. We can play another Conquistador and a Skyblade this turn. We're not going to be able to get super aggressive with our hand. Okay. That's a fine trade. So we'll play another Conquistador. And a Skyblade. And we can probably get pretty aggressive this next turn, depending on if our opponent draws some more land or has any interactions with us. Bloodletter, okay. It's a solid card. Okay. At this point, I will trade either one of these guys for the Bloodletter, so we'll go ahead and send them in. Yep, that's a fine trade. Let us start getting our flyer in next turn. Go ahead and play the Sunwing. And another Conquistador. And I feel pretty far ahead now. I know our opponent still has the Storm Tamer, which makes it harder for us to Interdiction or use the cannon. But we could also play the cannon. No, we don't want to use his ability. We also could just play the cannon and let it sit there for if our opponent taps out, or to encourage them not to tap out. Although I feel like they're probably going to be blocking with this guy sooner than later since the Sunwing's in play. And we have no problem taking one here. Well, actually, maybe we'll block the Skyblade. I'm not too upset if we lose the Skyblade and if it gets them to use a combat trick. So we'll go ahead and block here. They're probably just trying to turn on raid, but if we can get them to burn through a combat trick for a Skyblade, that is fine by me. Okay. Well, what are they raiding? Ah, okay. So they can take out the Skyblade. And again, I'm completely fine with that. And that's going to come into play tap. We'll be able to get all our guys in this turn. And now we can play the fire cannon. And hold up interdiction for whatever big creatures they play, which is going to come in tapped anyway. So 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. We'll have them at 10. We can use the fire cannon and a turn, put them to 9. And then we have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And we can discard a land on tap fire cannon and kill them on the next turn if they don't have a way to gain life or block one of our creatures. Oh, no, that's not true. That's not true, because we'd have to interdiction this guy. Okay. Well, we'll see what they're going to play. Okay. Oh, shoot. We clicked through. One too many clicks. Okay, so no fire cannon. Not the end of the world. Unless, of course, we die and our opponent's at 2 life. Okay, I didn't think our opponent would have any attacks that turn. Here. So here we could play the fire cannon. Here we could actually just interdiction this guy. Let's just try to interdiction this guy and just get through as much damage as possible. Our opponent isn't playing any other creatures. They may just have a counter spell here. Okay, so they did have the counter spell. So I guess we have a couple options now. We can attack all. They're going to block a Conquistador. They'll take 5, go to 5. And we can go ahead and sacrifice a Conquistador to the Plunder. Maybe that's not terrible. I think that's okay. That's probably fine. Playing the Fire Cannon really doesn't do too much here. We can play Fire Cannon and use it next turn as well. I think we're in the same place, but we'll get a little bit of card roll out of it. Maybe they'll just chump the Vampire token. I highly doubt it, though. Okay, yeah, so they'll go ahead and block this guy. We're going to go ahead and Costly Plunder. Get a little bit of value out of that block. I'm going to have a second counter spell. Okay, just going to return the token. That's fine. And see if we draw into a few non-land cards. Well, I'm glad we got those out of the way. So put our opponent to 6. Let's see what they have on their turn. Well, I guess we've got all the cards in the world for untapping the Fire Cannon. Dark Nourish. Okay, well, our opponent's catching back up now. Contract Killing. So we can Contract Killing this guy and just start getting in for some damage. We really don't have much else we're doing this turn. It's a bit greedy, but we're really not doing anything else. We only have one creature. Plus that'll give us more access to mana to where we can keep the fire cannon going. And we're just going to play on the plains, play the cannon. So I guess any land we draw is just basically a shock at this point. Okay. Well, they do have a blocker again. Bloodletter. Well, our opponent's stabilizing here. We definitely need to start drawing some non-land cards. No. That is a good one. That'll let us jump the Conquistador. So I guess the question is, do we want to go ahead and Fire Cannon Blast the Bloodletter? I think so. That lets us get one more damage through on our opponent. And that'll effectively that'll allow us to put them dead next, or at 0 life next turn. They'll be dead on board because the Aerosaur, we can untap the Fire Cannon if they don't have answers, and they may. They seem to be drawing pretty well now. Well, maybe not. Maybe they had a handful of land there. Okay. Well, again. Aerosaur, I really like this card. This card just swings the game back in your favor. Just jump in a creature, get an extra damage in, a 3/3 flyer. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, excellent. We will see everyone in the finals. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are in round 3, our final round for Ixalan draft. Looks like we've won the die roll again, so we'll definitely be on the play. And our opening hand, not super strong, but we do have a 2-drop. Conquistador, fill our hand back up, and we have a Vanquish the Weak, which is a good piece of removal, so we'll go ahead and keep this hand. Okay, so our opponent is in green. Are they dinos? Are they merfolk? Pirate? Ah, there goes our Vanquish the Weak. Okay. Alright, well, that's a little annoying. Well, let's not draw a Conquistador here, so that we can hopefully just fill our hand up with those. Aerosaur would be a fine draw. Vampire Zeal is actually a decent draw. We'll go ahead and get our damage in. I don't think they're going to block, but if they do, we'll definitely just seal it. Okay. Take this opportunity to go ahead and get these out of our deck. Fill our hand up with some creatures. And hopefully get us closer to drawing some more action. I have to say, I think I kind of undervalued the Conquistador. It's still not a high pick, but it's performing pretty well in this deck. I think 3's right where you want to be with this card. Daggertooth, okay. I would love to Zeal that one. Keep our opponent off the life. Go and get your 1 damage in. Perfect. Alright. Non-land, please. That's a good draw. Okay, so here. I think we'll just go ahead and attack with both. If they want to block with a dagger tooth. Let's see here. Do we want to go ahead and trade? Let's see if they block. Or do we want to go ahead and zeal? If we zeal, we're not playing the Glorifier this turn, but we could play another Conquistador. But I kind of like playing the Glorifier here. I know they're going to get 2 life out of it, but... Oh, wait, no. We're not going to be able to play the Glorifier. Yeah, we'll go ahead and zeal. Don't know what turn I think we're on. Yeah, we'll go ahead and zeal, get this guy out so they don't get any damage. We'll keep our ground guy, put another Conquistador out. And then next turn we can hit the Glorifier. Oh my goodness, what am I thinking here? The Dagger Tooth gains life when he takes damage. That's still fine. I want to keep the Conquistador. Keep our creatures around. Still want to make the same play, even if our opponent gains the life. No, thank you. Alright, so what else is our opponent playing today? Ah, Sword Point. Alright. I think they can draw the Drover. The Queen's Agent I'm going to get rid of. The Drover I'm not too terribly worried about. Or maybe we go ahead and pay the 6 here. We pay 6, we're going to go to 13. Makes the Glorifier a little harder to activate. But it does keep our opponent's hand limited. Yeah, we'll just keep them off all these. They may not have anything in hand right now. Plus, that would effectively tap them out this turn. And all they're going to get is a forest. I'm actually quite fine with that. They'll probably hold back the freebooter. Oh no, I doubt they're going to be blocking anytime soon. So, oh, well, maybe they will be. Might have Skullduggery. Okay, well, if they have Skullduggery, they have it. Go ahead and get it out of their hand, see what they have. And they might not have anything. Okay, yeah, so definitely going to play the Glorifier. See if we can just stay aggressive here. Fire Cannon is actually a decent draw. Because if we draw a land next turn, we can go ahead and play it, get rid of the freebooter, and get our Vanquish the Weak back. Alright, what does our opponent have? Nothing from our opponent this turn. There's really no reason not to just attack with everything. Ah, they have a sailback. Okay. Well, they're gonna trade with the Glorifier. Or they might just go ahead and block one of these guys. Probably block the Conquistador. Yeah, okay. So our opponent's playing the long game. Which is fine, because now we have him on a 2-turn clock with the Glorifier. We'll have to jump with the Kite Sail. Yeah, that's still fine. So do we want to play the Cannon and the Conquistador, or do we want to play the Paladin? Let's maximize our mana and then give ourselves the option to be able to use the Cannon's ability next turn to go ahead and get rid of the freebooter. So we'll go ahead and we'll just play both of these cards this turn. And we'll see what our opponent has. They do have a big dino now. But again, with the Glorifier, I don't feel too terribly pressured, and we can play the Paladin. We'll have, you know, a chump blocker token for the sailback. Of course, our opponent might just have Pounce here. I take out our Glorifier. Okay, yep, our opponent had pounced, so Sailback's going to get to eat our Glorifier. It won't get to attack this turn. Okay, looks like our opponent probably has a fair amount of dinos in the deck since they're playing Commune. Got a Daggertooth. I'll be able to play that this turn. So our opponent's definitely stabilizing here. I would love to see the Imperial Aerosaur. That would be just an absolutely fantastic draw here. Okay, no thank you. Raptor Companion, that's not going to do it. So we could use the Fire Cannon to take out the Freebooter, go ahead and get in our 1 damage. Or we could play the Paladin. Have blocker, chump blocker for the Sailback. Since we don't have any cards we really want to discard at this time, I don't want to use the Fire Cannon just yet, so I think we will send in the Skyblade. I don't think our opponent's going to block. See if we can get a free point in. No, I stand corrected. Okay, well, they called our bluff. Go ahead and play the Paladin. It's going to be a tough game. We really could use Contract Killing. That would be a good draw. Again, the Imperial Aerosaur would be a good draw. See if our opponent's ramping into something crazy like the Brontodon or... Oh my goodness. Okay. Opponent has a lot of a lot of pounce action here. So the Sailback is a real thing. Alright, they must not have any more combat tricks. Vanguard is not a terrible draw. So here I think I am going to go ahead and throw the Fire Cannon at the Kite Sail. We're not doing anything else. We need to start getting some damage in. Plus it'll give us our Vanquish of the Week back. And any land draws we get at this point, we can just toss those for the cannon. Don't like having our opponent on a 7-turn clock, but there's really nothing else we're doing at this time. Okay, what's our opponent playing here? Alright, well, they really don't want us to have that flyer. Here we're definitely just going to go ahead and jump with the Vampire token. We're not in a position where I want to take 7 life right now, especially playing against green. At this point, it doesn't matter how big the Sailback is. Either we draw a contract killing or we don't. Okay, we'll keep the planes. So here we can vanquish the weak on the Dagger Tooth, which I do like. It'll keep him off that life gain. We can get in for 4. They may have another pounce. Okay, and then we got a Raptor Companion. This is actually looking pretty good for us now. We'll be able to untap the Fire Cannon on our turn. And if our opponent's not able to play a blocker, we do represent lethal. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and sideboard here. So we only saw the one large creature. Our opponent's running a few pounce cards. And with the sailback, it feels like Queen's Commission just is a card that's just so easily sided out here. I think we'll take out the Queen's Commission for Allegion's Judgment since they're playing green. I'm sure they have some other bigger dinos in the deck. I kind of like Duress just because we did see a few combat tricks. What will we take out for Duress? We're going to be on the draw. So I suppose we could cut a land. We're playing Costly Plunder. Top of our curve isn't enormous. Maybe we can cut a land. I do like Vanquish the Weak. I like the Fire Cannon. So far that has been pretty decent. Skyblade's not fantastic. But I think even though it's only a 1 power, it is damage our opponent's going to have trouble dealing with. They did contract kill a Skyblade, so that's that tells you something. Maybe we'll just cut a land. Yeah, I think we'll just cut running 10 planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe we'll just cut a planes here. That's fine. Okay, well, we got our contract killing. Queen's Commission. This is kind of a weak hand. Although our opponent didn't seem ultra aggressive, maybe we just go ahead and keep this. I like the fact that we have contract killing. We're on the draw. We'll go ahead and keep this. As long as we don't hit a couple back-to-back land draws, I think this will be pretty decent. There we go. Nothing to jump just yet. Oh my goodness. Well, they're definitely going to take our Queen's Commission. Alright, bye-bye contract killing. It's nice to see you. Two drop. Yes. Alright, we're in it. We're good. That's probably one of the better 2-drops to draw when you're on the, or one of the better 2-drops to have when you're on the draw. Of course, our opponent is playing black. They might just have Skullduggery, and that's just the end of this card, but we didn't see it game 1. Well, that's a good card. Alright, see if we can hit a 3-drop here. That would be fantastic. Vanquish the Weak wouldn't be the worst here. Get rid of the Raptors, slow our opponent down, get some damage in. Okay. Well, more land. No, I'm still going to go ahead and attack here. I'll pay 4 life to get rid of the Raptor, that's fine. Plus we have really no other action right now. suppose this turn we can jump the Vanguard with the Aerosaur. If our opponent doesn't play anything with reach, which they may have. Wow, opponent's got some good cards. Okay. That's tough. Oh, that's a good draw. Okay, so let's see here. We can swing for 4, put our opponent to 18. We'll have the Aerosaur to stop the Kite Boot, the Kite Sailor. We're going to take 3 from the Gorge. We'll be able to play the Glorifier after that and have Contract Killing up. Yeah, we're not blocking with this guy, so that's fine. Okay. See what our opponent has. That's excellent. Excellent for them. Okay, well, nothing we can do about that. Our opponent's going to get to pump their guy. Oh, excuse me, no. I'm sorry. They picked our creature. Okay. So, do we want to contract kill this guy? Or play the Glorifier? Well, they're just going to be able to exile the Vanquish the Weak. Maybe we do just go ahead and contract kill this guy. He's going to continue to be a problem. I have a feeling our opponent's going to pounce, though. Yeah, if we contract kill, we can clear the way for the Glorifier, so don't especially like this play, but alright. If we can hit a few draws of non-lands, I think we'll be pretty decent here. Although the Kite Sail is picking away at us slowly. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're going to stay on the attack plan. Looks like our opponent's not drawing any more action. Okay, ran right into that one again. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to win this game. So I guess the question is, do we pay for life to save this guy to keep the sail back a little smaller? We play the Glorifier and be able to trade. If we don't, we play the Glorifier and there's no way we can trade. Ah. Well, this guy has to... Oh, no. Yeah, he's still going to get dealt the damage. Yeah. Don't really see a way out of this. So our opponent has... So we can play the Glorifier. Take the damage from the sail back. Yeah. We may still be able to draw something. I don't think we're dead just yet. We'll see though. They may, if they have pounce, this is just over. We could draw Legion's Landing, so. Yeah, I think that's it. Go to 3. We have Duress. That's not going to do it. Okay. Well, let's take a look here. So we're going to be on the play. Do we want bright reprisal? I don't think so. Well, maybe we do. I do like duress, so if we could get it in our opening hand, that's pretty strong, since they just have so much removal and combat tricks. Our little guys just aren't amazing. Maybe we just cut the other Queen's Commission and throw on the bright reprisal. Queen's Commission just really isn't doing very much at all against this opponent. All their creatures have enough toughness. These just don't get through. Yeah, I think that's okay, because as it stands, we really just have Pike's Interdiction and Contract Killing, and it kind of feels like our opponent might have two of the sailbacks. I will throw in a bright reprisal. No, I think we're fine. We'll just add our land back. I think we're fine. I don't think we need bright reprisal. I want to keep our curve lower. I don't want to end up with a bunch of our high cost cards. We just need to be a little more careful about running into the sailback. Yes, we'll be on the play. Oh my goodness. One land. Just one land, and this would be such a good hand, but we cannot keep that, so we'll mulligan. Oh my goodness. Oh, brutal. I think it's good enough to keep. We do have a scry, so I think that I think we'll just go ahead and keep this one. So we're on the play. That means we won't be seeing a fresh card until the fall. Yeah, there's just no way. We have to get to plains. I really don't like using Conquistadors in my opening hand. Oh my goodness, it's brutal. Alright, we need a plains. Oh my goodness. Alright. Yep. It's not going to do it. Alright, we really have to hit a plains this turn, or I just don't think there's any way we're going to be able to catch up. Yeah. Alright. Well, if we do hit a plains, we could just play the Paladin. We'll be able to trade with Daggertooth. Have a chump blocker. Wow, this is painful. Yeah, there's no coming back from this game. We'll see it to the end though. Okay, well there you go. Unfortunately, you know, we just didn't get our white mana that game. You know, our opponent got us here. That's fine. Our opponent had a pretty good deck, and I'm willing to bet they have multiple sailbags. It seems very, very consistent. But you know, sometimes you just don't draw the mana. That's just the way it goes. Nothing you can do about it. You mulligan. You keep the best hand you can. And just play with the cards you draw. So we went 2-1 there. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching the draft tonight. If you did enjoy, you know, hit the like button. Let me know you enjoyed watching it. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, I do try to get videos up every day. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content, and feel free to leave any comments. If you agree with any of my picks or want to discuss any of the plays or anything. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next draft.